Housing is not just a need, but a fundamental human right. Housing is not just four walls and a roof. It provides a gateway to opportunity, to social inclusion, and to better health outcomes. Queensland has the third highest rate of homelessness in Australia, with approximately 22,000 people experiencing homelessness. A key driver of homelessness is the lack of supply and access to affordable housing. Rents and house prices are on the rise, and the Queensland Government does not currently have an affordable housing policy, one which addresses the rising rates of homelessness and housing stress. There is no single definition of affordable housing. Affordable housing aims to fill the gap between social housing and the private market. We propose that the Queensland Government, in partnership with industry, work to develop and support a sustainable and affordable housing framework, one that makes housing universally accessible. We use the term framework to refer to a set of policies, as we believe a single policy cannot address the affordable housing crisis. The Queensland Council of Social Service proposed this research project to inform their advocacy work. We use information from housing professionals to make recommendations for an affordable housing framework. We conducted semi-structured interviews with 20 professionals involved in the affordable housing industry. We asked them what they thought affordable housing should look like in Queensland. Our questions focused on what barriers need to be overcome and what solutions might work to deliver affordable housing to Queenslanders. Our study was guided by the research question: what features and characteristics of an affordable housing framework could benefit Queensland? We organised our findings into 3 themes: guiding principles, effective policies, and person-focused approaches. Under the Housing First principle, housing is the number 1 priority. Everyone should have access to safe, secure, and suitable housing. A person-centred approach looks at the person as a whole by considering their personal needs, their cultural backgrounds, and the supports they need. There needs to be genuine collaboration between government, stakeholders, and communities to deliver an effective affordable housing strategy. The Queensland Government and the housing industry need to reframe affordable housing as beneficial to all Queenslanders. These principles should guide the way policies within the framework are designed and implemented. The Queensland Government can focus on 3 legislative areas: financial mechanisms, planning laws, and rental reform. The end of the National Rental Affordability Scheme is an opportunity for the state to deliver affordable housing concessions. A state-led scheme will increase the stock of affordable housing by providing incentives to mum and dad investors and institutional investors. Otherwise, the state can increase supply by mandating inclusionary zoning. The Queensland Government can use case studies from Victoria, New South Wales, and South Australia who have their own inclusionary zoning plans. Rental reform should focus on tenants' rights and sustainable tenancies. To promote financial sustainability for tenants, participants suggested that the government could regulate the private rental market through capping rent increases and instating fixed rents or rent freezes. Participants discussed introducing long-term leases such as 99-year or lifetime leases, like the ones in Europe and parts of Asia. Long-term leases give tenants security and allow them to make minor changes to their homes. Rental properties can become homes where people are comfortable, secure, can own pets, and can hang pictures on the wall. Different groups within our community shouldn't be delivered the same housing option. We need to deliver varied and flexible housing to cater for different needs. We should consider their personal needs, their cultural backgrounds, and the supports they need. Our participants highlighted 3 groups that would most benefit from an affordable housing framework. These are people with low to moderate income, people with complex needs, and people from Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities. For low to moderate income earners experiencing housing stress, participants suggested preventative and early intervention within the private rental market. For people with complex needs, participants recommended 1. That there are different levels of support for different levels of need. 2. That support services promote a client's ability to live independently. And 3. When a client improves their level of independence, support services do not drop off, but are re-evaluated so that the client does not lose the progress that they have made. To To support Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, an affordable housing framework needs to be culturally aware. Participants recommended culturally sensitive reform to tenant legislation and community-informed housing types. Using the knowledge of experienced professionals is a great opportunity for Queensland to develop its own affordable housing framework. We propose that the Queensland Government, in partnership with industry, work to develop and support a sustainable and affordable housing framework, one that makes housing universally accessible. By not applying these recommendations, the state will miss opportunities to capture social benefits for all Queenslanders.